The night the moon came down, it didn't come through Snapchat, not Instagram, not even a group chat. It arrived in the form of a single quiet ding, a notification from a nameless number, at exactly 10:03 p.m., while you were lying in bed with one sock on and your phone resting face down on your chest. You picked it up. The message was stark and bright on your screen. Party at Milo's, midnight, no rules. That was it. No address, no RSVP, no context, just the vibe. A perfectly formed digital myth. You stared at it for longer than you needed to. You blinked. Was it spam, a prank, some kind of ARG? But something in your stomach twisted pleasantly. A little jolt. Your feet were already swinging off the bed before you decided to move. Because deep down, you knew. This wasn't just a party. It was the party. The kind that only happens once in a lifetime. The kind people whisper about a decade later. You were there too? So you got dressed. Carefully, instinctively. Something fun, but not too loud. A jacket with deep pockets. Shoes that could handle grass, tile, or dancing on rooftops. You stepped outside. And the air was different. It felt charged. Almost cinematic. As if the whole night was waiting to bloom, and you were one of the petals. By 11:15, the neighborhood looked like a scene from a dream conjured by someone who'd never experienced reality, only movies. The quiet suburb had transformed. Every porch flickered with color. The street pulsed like it had a heartbeat. You saw people stepping out of ride shares, climbing fences, rolling up on hoverboards, scooters, longboards. No one was hurrying, but everyone moved with a sense of knowing. Like sleepwalkers who had suddenly found a purpose. And at the end of the cul-de-sac, Milo's house. You'd never seen anything like it. It didn't even look possible. It was 3 stories tall, but somehow floating. Huge windows reflected the stars. The building shimmered with lights that changed color every time someone laughed near it. 2 kids in tuxedos and clown shoes opened the glass front doors like they were welcoming royalty. They handed you a wristband that glowed on contact. "This lets you forget what time it is," one of them said. Inside, the scent of vanilla smoke, citrus, and warm sugar hit you all at once. Not overpowering, just nostalgic. You stepped into the house, and reality took a back seat. The music wasn't playing. It was woven into the air, soft at first, an ambient beat beneath everything. As if your body had been waiting for this rhythm your whole life without knowing it. Every step felt like part of the song. The ceiling was made of screens playing slow loops of galaxies, forests, oceans. The walls breathed light. Actual pulsing color, warm and alive. To your left, there was a bar made entirely of mirrors, stocked with drinks that shimmered like stardust. No price, no lines. A bartender in a velvet cloak slid a drink into your hand without asking. You took a sip. Tasted like a sunrise, remembered from a dream. You walked deeper in. There was a living room with no furniture. Just floating beanbags and an upside-down grand piano slowly spinning from the ceiling. A guy in roller skates played it from underneath. A hallway lit only by candles led to a slow-motion dance room. Everyone moved like they were underwater. No one spoke. It wasn't weird, it was beautiful. The rules of reality didn't seem to apply, but no one was breaking them. They just stopped mattering. At the rear of the house, a tall arched doorway opened into the night. You stepped outside into something that wasn't quite a backyard, more like a secret dimension made of sound and color. The air was cooler, fragrant, lavender and fresh grass. There was a pool, but not a pool. The water shifted color like oil on glass. Floating on it were enormous inflatables, thrones, celestial animals, a slow spinning moon. People lounged on them like royalty, drinks in hand, telling stories like they'd known each other forever. Surrounding the water were archways wrapped in string lights. Under each one, something different happened. A band playing jazz with synthesizers and flutes, or a quiet zone with fuzzy headphones where people whispered secrets in languages they didn't speak. Maybe a wishing wall covered in sticky notes with things like, "I wish I had kissed her that night in July," and "I wish I could breathe underwater." And above it all, a sky so clear and close, it looked like you could touch the stars. In the corner of the garden, a tall tree stood alone, wrapped in hanging lanterns. People approached it and fell silent. One by one, they sat beneath it. And for a moment, just no phones, no posing, no noise, just presence. You stood there too, listening. The sound of fire crackling nearby, laughter echoing soft and distant, the hum of something ancient and good. You didn't need to say anything. At 1:03 a.m., the music had shifted. The entire atmosphere changed. The sky pulsed pink and blue. Fog rolled in slow and cinematic. People looked up. They just knew something was happening. Floating above the pool, inside a crystal dome suspended by silver cables, was a DJ you'd only ever heard of in rumors. V0RT3X, legend, ghost, myth. Nobody knew what they looked like. Tonight, they wore a chrome mask with light streaming from their eyes and gloves that glowed with every beat. She raised her hand. The crowd held their breath. And then, the drop. It hit like gravity reversing, like every molecule in your body finally understanding the concept of joy. People cheered, danced, screamed, but not from chaos, from connection. You were here. They were here. And the music wasn't something you listened to, it was something you lived inside of. From above, drones sprayed glitter. Confetti spiraled down in slow motion. Someone launched a giant blimp with LED signs that read, "You are magic." You believed it. Sometime after 3:30 a.m., the night grew weirder, softer. Everything slowed, but it didn't stop. The energy was quieter now, not sleepy, just tender. People gathered in corners, on couches and circles. Some traded jackets, others painted each other's arms with glowing ink. Conversations got real. One person asked, "Do you think our dreams talk to each other when we sleep?" Someone started building a castle out of red Solo cups. Another passed out homemade poetry zines they'd been carrying just in case. A boy walked by holding a terrarium with a single glowing frog inside. He whispered, "He grants calm, not wishes." And yes, the llama showed up, wearing a tiny bow tie, sunglasses, and a name tag that said "Chill." It made no sound, but everyone felt more peaceful near it. By the fire pit, a group shared marshmallows, songs, and stories. Someone played an acoustic guitar made of glass. Another lit incense that smelled like memories. At 4:38 a.m., the breeze changed. Clouds gathered. Not ominous, just expectant. And then it started. Tiny white puffs floated down from the sky. Marshmallows. Real, soft, warm from the fall. People laughed and danced. Some caught them in their mouths. Some built little piles and called them sky snow. Others roasted them gently over the flickering fires in the garden. Someone proposed to their girlfriend using a marshmallow ring. And then it went quiet. Not silent, just still. The music faded into ambient tones, the lights softened, even the sky glowed faintly golden. At 5 o'clock a.m., you walked up the stairs of the house, past people dozing on cushions, sipping warm cocoa, whispering promises they'd probably never keep. And that was okay. You found a room with a window overlooking the garden, a plush couch, a soft blanket. Someone had left a note on the armrest. If you made it here, the night chose you too. You curled into the couch. Through the glass, the moon hovered low and loving. The music had become a heartbeat. The stars were still out, watching. Your breath slowed, your eyes softened. You felt the pull of dreams, not dragging you away, but guiding you gently. You were safe. You were part of something rare. And just before your eyes closed completely, you heard someone whisper, "It's not over. It's just asleep. Like you." Sleep now. The night's still dancing behind your eyelids. If you ever want to return, you know the time, midnight, and the name Milo.